Hey guys, it's Gawain, and today we're going to be taking a look at one of the most fun operators to play in my opinion, Ela. Ela is a 3-speed, 1-armor defense operator and is an incredibly strong trap operator. Ela has good intel gathering, crowd control and frag potential. Ela in the right hands can be extremely oppressive, so let's find out how to maximize this potential. Ela is equipped with her explosive candy floss mines, of which she has access to 3. These candy floss mines are proximity based and concuss anyone in the radius when detonated. This leaves a visual effect on the screen of the people in the detonation radius and severely limits their hearing. When detonated, there is also a louder noise and a flash to tell you and your team that the enemy has triggered your cotton candy bomb. You can place these sticky concussion grenades on floors, walls, ceilings, and basically any surface because you throw them to deploy them. Try your best to place them in positions that the enemy either can't see or can't avoid. For example, above doorways and windows. I typically place these mines in spots to warn my team that the enemy is in a specific room or on a specific staircase. When a Grismot goes off, I tell my team in voice chat that there is an enemy in the location that the mine was placed, so remember where you put your candy floss. Furthermore, you can make plays off of your concussion grenades because of the visual and hearing limitations it puts on the enemy. My favourite way to do this is to hide in a room nearby to your Grismot, wait for it to detonate, then get to the enemy as quickly as possible to kill them whilst they are disorientated. It's easy to sneak up on a disoriented enemy whilst walking or even sprinting due to their lack of hearing, so take advantage of that. If you plan on roaming and holding a specific angle or something along those lines, consider pocketing one explosive candy floss mine to watch your own back and pick it up again once you are done to place it somewhere else. Ela's gadget is a set it and forget it gadget by its nature, so there isn't much you can do actively with this mine other than playing off the sound cues it creates. To summarize, place these mines in places to alert your team to the enemy's presence and in areas where you can make plays off of the Grismots. Maybe take one to watch your own back if you feel it is necessary, but other than that, try to keep them in places close to sight. Ela's primary weapon options are the Scorpion Evo 3 A1 submachine gun and the FO12 shotgun. She only has one secondary weapon, which is the RG15 handgun. I personally alternate between primary weapons because both are viable in my opinion. This being said, I mostly use the Scorpion because shotguns aren't always viable due to long sightlines being an issue. This SMG has a very fast fire rate and okay-ish damage per shot. However, because of the insane fire rate this gun possesses, the recoil is very difficult to control. There is a decent pull upwards, but there is also quite a bit of horizontal kick too, which is where the difficulty comes in. I personally run vertical grip and the compensator to reduce this recoil as much as possible. Close quarters combat should not be an issue with this gun, but medium to long range gunfights will be trickier due to the horizontal recoil, hence me using the compensator to reduce that. Once you get used to this gun's recoil, you can absolutely destroy lobbies with it. However, Punk Rock Girl's shotgun shouldn't be overlooked because even after its nerfs, it is still quite good. This shotgun's damage isn't quite what it used to be, but it's still decent, especially when combined with its fire rate, even if you won't be killing people from the range you used to. This shotgun comes with a decent bit of kick as it is semi-automatic, but that shouldn't be an issue once you get used to it, or if you're super close range. Try your best to play in tight corridors with this gun and also utilize your concussive cotton candy mines effects to win gunfights for free. Another reason the shotgun is viable is Ela's pistol. This is a unique pistol as it has a red dot sight attached to it automatically. In terms of damage and fire rate, it's kind of mid, but feel free to try and get as many one-taps with the red dot sight as you can. The RG15 also provides you with a mid-range gun to fight with, but really just use it for when your primary weapons run out of ammo because pistols aren't it in Siege. In summary, Ela specialises in close quarters combat and a little bit of mid-range fights, so try to play tight angles in small corridors and rooms. For secondary gadgets, Ela has access to 2 barbed wire or 1 singular deployable shield. I, again, alternate between these because of various reasons. Having barbed wire means you, as one operator, has 5 information tools that work off of sound cues, which can be great for when attackers are trying to be sneaky. However, the deployable shield is usually objectively better, because it gives your team an extra piece of bulletproof cover to play off of. I say your team because Ela is a roamer and doesn't want to be sat in one spot for too long. Take barbed wire if you are playing on a map that doesn't have multiple super strong shield spots like Consulate from my experience, or if your team just isn't utilizing your shield placements. This way, you can always play off of your barbed wire placements using the sound cues it creates to your own personal advantage. During the preparation phase, you want to focus on placing your Grizmots in places where the attackers will not see them, so try not to get spotted by a drone whilst placing them. After you have placed your primary gadgets, place your secondary gadgets. Put your deployable shield in general placements that will help the team, like on doorways or holding angles into high traffic areas like Elbow on Oregon. Place barbed wire on staircases or in front of doorways to let your team know that there's someone coming that way if an enemy interacts with it. After this, get off of sight. Run to a spot where you plan on flanking the enemy later in the round or holding an entrance to the building that they won't expect you to be there. During the action phase, you want to prioritize kills. As a roamer, it is your job to get picks. You can do this by flanking the enemy and shooting them in the back, holding angles at the start of the round where they won't expect you, or playing off of your Grizmots. I personally hide and hold an angle at the start of the round for 30 seconds. If no one comes, then I start to work my way towards the closest candy floss mine to play off of that. If I get a call or I'm not hearing anything in the next 30 seconds after arriving at the candy floss mine, I start moving again to either my next Grizmot or where someone called an enemy. I take the gunfight, and if I whiff the first time, I try not to re-peek. I reposition and peek again from there to try and catch the enemy off guard. If it gets too hot, then I try my best to run away with my 3 speed rating. Use the fact that you are fast to your advantage and move around. Don't just peek the same angle constantly. Try your best to pick up 1 or 2 kills per round, because then you are doing your job as a roamer. And remember to call out where your cotton candy grenades explode from for your enemy team to play off them too. Ela's counters are Twitch, IQ and Thatcher. Twitch can use her shock drone to find and destroy your concussion cotton candy boys before entering the area you placed them in. There really isn't any counterplay to this other than literally just hiding them better, forehead. Thatcher's EMP grenades will disable your cotton candy mines so he can go in and shoot them for free. Just like Twitch, there really isn't much counterplay to this, so just do your best to play around the Grizmot anyway, because the EMP will give off a sound cue alerting you to the enemy's position. IQ is similar to Twitch in the sense that she can find your mines before she enters the room with them in with her scanner, but IQ needs a direct line of sight through either a soft surface or literally just looking at it, because she has to shoot it out with a bullet. IQ is less of a problem for Ela than Twitch or Thatcher if you have good Grizmot placements. Place your mines slightly off of sight so you can alert your team to the enemy's position before they get onto sight. Equip the Scorpion SMG with a compensator to reduce that side-to-side recoil as much as possible, because that is the weapon's greatest downfall. Use the Grizmot's concussion effects to walk up or sprint up behind enemies to get the freest kills of your life. Use the FO12 shotgun on maps like Oregon that have tight corridors and short sightlines to oppress the enemy in close quarters combat. Be patient and play stealthily. Wait for the right time to flank and shoot your enemies in the back to ruin their pushes. Overall, Ela can be a pretty hard operator to play. Placing her gadgets in places that it isn't going to get shot can be difficult, and her weapons have some difficult to control recoil. Learn these recoil patterns and experiment with hiding spots for your explosive candy floss mines, and you're sure to become a pretty decent Ela player. Thank you for watching and making it to the end of the video. All the clips you saw in this video were taken from my Twitch channel. Link is on screen and in the description. Thermite is next for this series, and I'll be seeing you all on the next one. Goodbye.
Get fucked.